It's Talk Funny, a podcast by Mark Bailey and other comics from all over. We ended up in Japan because the sex scandals in the U.S. have nothing to do with us. Not at all. Nada. Nothing. Niente. Understand, babe? The Talk Funny podcast from NagoyaRadio.com and Nagoya Comedy. Here's Mark Bailey.
It's Mark Bailey, Mike Miller on Talk Fun.
Good to be back.
I don't know why I have this on my list, but from the last episode's Curb Your Enthusiasm, did you see the one where Larry David, did you see the one where he was being rude?
No, I've never seen that one. Isn't that one of the lost episodes?
Yeah, do you see the one where he was inappropriate?
Yeah, I've never seen that one.
No, there's one where he's got a blind friend, and the blind friend is dating a girl who tells him she's a model. She's really ugly. And Larry really likes this guy, but he doesn't know a good way to tell him. So he keeps dropping hints. He's saying, like, so what did she tell you she looked like? Oh, she told me she's a model. It's like a hand model? Or, no, I mean a model, you know. She's a pinup doll. With the lights on? What are you trying to say, Larry? Larry, what are you saying about my girl? I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying, well, Larry, what do you think she looks like? Well, I think you should ask other people. I think you should see other people. I said, well, that's the problem. See, I'm blind. I can't see other people. You know how long it took me to get this model? He said, you know, I'm the luckiest man alive. And he goes, yeah, to be with a girl like that and be blind, you are lucky.
Oh.
We love our blind listeners, okay?
Yeah.
If you're blind, you didn't see that joke coming. No, but I had a friend who's blind. Well, I won't say his name, but he's a teacher here.
Yeah.
He has a very good attitude about it. He knows all the jokes.
They know all the jokes, yeah.
I'll change the name. We call him Blind Charlie. You know what I mean. I think you know who I mean.
Oh, maybe.
Okay, different topic. I came across some of these. I used to have a book of words that are only used in one language, and we can't translate them into English. There's one of them in Balinese. I'm going to get it wrong. Tsubuguru, and it means teleportation. They actually believe that if you dreamed that you were walking in your childhood home, that you actually were there.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, which explains spirits and things like that. Okay, one of them in Japanese is wakasetsu. I wouldn't surprise me if you never heard that. Wakasetsu.
No.
Okay, you know, it means to kill by silent contempt.
Oh.
To ignore someone to death.
I might have heard that from you before. I'm not sure.
Well, it came across in World War II, where they'd be sitting across, you know, they just dropped 2 bombs on Japan, and even during the negotiations, they said to Japan, you're going to have to hold, we're going to get letters on this. Did my fingers to my ears, and the guy who was ranting about China. I think I see where this is going. So I put my fingers in my ears, and he said, "Urusai na gaijin." So the story was, after the bombs were dropped, MacArthur and everybody, they're sitting, trying to negotiate the truce. And they said, you're going to have to give up your war criminals in Japan. And then the translators were pretending to not understand.
I see.
What do you mean, give up the war criminals? Well, they're going to have to turn themselves in, or they're going to have to be
arrested,
voluntarily arrested.
Yeah.
But what do you mean, war criminals?
Yeah.
It was going so well for the first hour.
And then
want to understand?
And then the SCAP said, future LDB politicians, and they're like, oh, we know who you're talking about.
Know, like, what's his name? I forget his name on purpose, but anyway. Yeah, and so they kept saying, but what do you mean, like, war criminals? We don't have any war criminals. I'm like, well, you know, we've got a problem with what you did at the Bataan Death March. We have a problem with what you did in Nanjing, and we're calling those war crimes, and you lost the game. You lost the war. And so, if we lost the war, you'd be putting MacArthur on trial, right?
And what's Curtis LeMay, for sure.
And Oppenheimer. And so, he said, would you just translate what I just said? You understand what I said? Yes. Hi. Will you translate? Hi. Nothing. And he said, okay, next. Like, you didn't translate it. He's like, no, they understand. You didn't even understand. And I clarified, and now they understand? Do they understand what I'm saying? And he's like, hi. They do? It's all wakasetsu. It was, we're going to ignore, we don't like that part of the deal.
It's kind of like reality distortion, you know, kind of like Steve Jobs used to be told. They used to say Steve Jobs had this reality distortion effect, where he would say, Steve, we're having a problem. I didn't hear anything. What are you talking to me about? Problem. No, I didn't hear anything.
My boss at the radio station in New York, he'd say, okay, we need to have that news special wrapped up in 2 days. And I said, but my assistant quit on me. I'm having to do it all myself. It's going to take 4 days. And he's like, why is it going to take 2.5 days? I said, no, it's going to take 4 days. He said, 2.25 days is too long. Anything over 2 days is too long. And I said, it's going to take at least 4 days. I was trying to be optimistic. It could take 5 days. And he said, 1.5 days is unacceptable.
These aren't the droids you're looking for.
Yeah, exactly. And I said, so I can't do it in 2 days. And he said, let's just see if you can. And I said, well, but if I say I'm going to try and then I'm going to fail, then I'm telling you I'm going to fail because it's not enough time. And he said, I think 2 days and 3 hours.
It'd be great. That'd be great.
It'd be really
That'd
good.
be great.
Yeah, it's kind of like the joke where we've done it on the podcast before where it's like, okay, Mike, you're hiring me for the job, so I want an apartment, subsidized.
Hi.
I want a very cute assistant.
Hi.
I want a car.
Hi.
I want, wow, it's going great. I want to start next month in the middle of the month.
Hi.
But I'd like to be paid at the beginning of next month.
Hi.
Well, this is great. Okay, do you have any questions for me?
Hi.
Yes, I do. Then you sign. Just sign here. That was easy. Where's my assistant apartment? Where's my car? Where's my... I'm not getting paid. I'm getting paid in the middle. What's going on?
One of the best ways is you... Hi, wakarimashita.
Say, Mike, you've been asking for a raise here on the Talk Funny podcast. I want you to know that you've been heard.
Oh, great.
All right, next topic. Nothing's going to come of it. Mm-hmm. You've been heard. I'm 100% simpatico with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what they do on a podcast called No Agenda, where they'll break down, it's called a declarative.
Uh-huh.
I want to be perfectly clear. I did not have sex with that woman.
Right.
The first part is right. I do want to be perfectly clear, but I can't because I'm lying.
Right.
But the second phrase is the lie, but you think that I just told you the second phrase, I'm being clear and
right.
telling you the truth. I'm going to tell you the truth right now.
Yeah.
Okay, I already did.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you the truth right now. That part was true.
Yeah. What is the thing they say? Why would I ever do something like that? You know, like, why would I ever kill that guy? And they say, why would I kill that guy?
It makes no sense.
It makes no sense that I would kill that guy.
Why would I do that? I don't know. Why did you? Why did you, Bill? Japanese girlfriend, Big Nick. Okay, yeah, this is a few months ago. But Dave Smith, your buddy, Louis J. Gomez, Jim Florentine.
Is that the what is the podcast they're on? Is the Legion of Skanks. On the Legion of Skanks podcast, yeah.
They're not all on the same one, but Louis J. Gomez and Dave Smith are on the same one. Sometimes Jim Florentine has his own. Kurt Metzger is on with Jimmy Dore. But they're all in different podcasts, but they're all comics. And a Seattle comedy club that was in Chaz, the Woke District.
Is that still around? I thought that Chaz thing fizzled out. Like nothing happened
in the
there.
Place where Chaz,
okay.
But they're still woke.
The neighborhood formerly known as Chaz?
Yeah, exactly. So they canceled those comics, right? Because they were afraid they weren't woke enough. And so it just kind of backfired because then every other comedy club said, you know, we'd be glad to have you on.
Course.
So of course they played. At the time it was very controversial. Jim Florentine, I listen to his podcast, and he's not political at all. Mm-hmm. He just says stuff like, you know, this guy was telling me this story, or he goes on Facebook and he'll say, you know, a woman is trying to tell you how smart her son is. What she's really trying to tell you is what a great mom she is. Mm-hmm. It's all virtue signaling. Mm-hmm. So he does stuff like that. And he has a whole segment of things that never happened. It's like, I was in the
You mean like Bert Kreischer's set?
I was standing in line at the supermarket, and there's a black woman in front of us, and my 4-year-old son overheard. As 4-year-olds, they're always overhearing. I happened to hear, you know, I'm 4. I'm thinking about candy and dogs. I'm not overhearing conversation. And my 4-year-old son overheard that she didn't have the correct change. So he said, Mom, do you have 63 cents? Then we can maybe give to her? And then the mom said, that's my boy. He's so nice.
Right.
Jim Florentine said, that never happened.
Yeah.
There's no way that happened.
Everyone started clapping.
Yeah. There was one, Richard Jeni, late great Richard Jeni, he had one where he said, the penthouse letters. I never thought I'd be writing the penthouse. But these 3 Swedish girls on a bus got lost in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
And the wife wasn't home.
Oh.
And they wanted to use the shower.
As you do.
Because they don't have showers in Sweden.
Yeah. 3 beautiful Swedish girls got on the bus. They sat down right across from me, and nothing happened.
And it didn't. And so they came in to use the shower. And then I thought they were finished, so I walked in on them, as you do.
Oh.
And they weren't finished.
No, they weren't finished. They were Swedish. Yeah.
Of course, you see where I'm going with that. And they were completely naked, so we made love for 4 straight hours, the 3 of us. 4 hours straight with the 3 girls. Over and over again, and then I took a 10-minute break, and then we did it again. No, you did not. The true story is it died of a heart attack.
Yes. That's right.
And then we did it again. No, you did not. You had me, man. You could have. No. You could have had a cool story.
Yeah.
And then we did it again. And then her mom came over.
Oh, okay, now we're getting a little out of control here.
All right, Mark Bailey, Mike Miller, Talk Funny.